Hey guys, good morning. Good morning from Portland, USA. Um, I'm tired as hell. Let me tell you that. I am tired as hell. I'm jet lagged. Um, I have arrived here in Portland on Tuesday night. Haven't been able to sleep that well, but it was all very much worth it. So for those that don't know, like I said, I'm in Portland. Microsoft had me and some other content creators, media, and other guys come to for a special event, for a special 40th anniversary event at one of the coolest museums I've been at. The one with the spruce goose, Unionville, something like that. I'm sorry, just my brain is not working properly. Like I said, I'm really tired, guys. I'm at the hotel room. I'll be flying back to Europe in about 8 hours, something like that. So I have 20 hours to go back, 20-hour trip to go back to Portugal. But let's talk about things that are important. Of course, being here is important because it allowed me to attend the event. It was a very nice, very cool event, Microsoft style of event. It's really fantastic. Second time that Microsoft brought me to the US to check out something about Microsoft Flight Simulator. The first time was the actual announcement of the sim, where we had a hands-on, and now we are getting Sim Update 11 with the 40th anniversary edition, which brings a lot of cool stuff, 11 or 12 aircraft, and of course, gliders and helicopters. And I got to fly helicopters yesterday. Now, you must be thinking that it's pretty weird for me to be doing this stream at the same time that the Sim update is going live. And that's because there was an embargo. So we could not say anything until this time, until 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 4 p.m. GMT, UTC, London, and whatever on the other countries. So that's the reason. It's not just me, everyone that was here, everyone that had hands-on the sim, and there were quite a few content creators and media and whatnot. Um, we can all talk about what happened today. We cannot show you anything in regards with images, photos, etc. We were not allowed to photograph or take any footage of the screens. But it was Sim Update 11. It's kind of weird because it's not like there was something secret in the Sims. It's the same stuff that we are getting today for free. Um, so it was kind of weird, but yeah, I understand. It's just a standard operating procedure for these things. Um, so yeah, I was I was really impressed because honestly, I know that a lot of you guys know the work that I've been doing, but it was really cool. They had a setup specifically for helicopters. Unfortunately, they didn't have VR, which was kind of weird because there were VR headsets there, Vario VR headsets, really amazing quality. There was some guys there trying VR for the first time, and they were just mind blown. It was really good. But they had a setup just for helicopters with 3 monitors and a Pro Flight Trainer Puma X2, which is exactly the control set that I have back home. And I was really impressed because when I got to the event, when I got to that particular setup, there were 3 or 4 persons from Microsoft. One of them I actually knew from the previous event, but there were 2 or 3 other guys there that I never heard before, never saw them before, and they were actually waiting for me. They knew me by name, they knew who I was, and they were waiting for me to get in and sit down and try helicopters. And that's exactly what I did. It was the first, after the brief presentation by Jorg and Sebastian and Martial, really amazing stuff, talking about the history of Microsoft Flight Simulator and all that stuff. They went briefly through some of the stuff that we already saw on videos as well, like the CFD that Sebastian has been working for quite some time, for 2 years, since 2020. Actually, they have been working on helicopters for 2 years, guys. And they briefly went through that, and then we went to have a hands-on and some other stuff that was really cool and exciting. And I'll be writing about all that stuff in detail. But right now, what I want to tell you guys is about my experience with helicopters. I'm sorry for all my ramblings, but I just wanted you to understand, have some context about why is it, and I'm in a hotel room and doing something that I usually don't do, which is having these live streams. I would like to do this more often, to be honest, but I don't usually do this, having these live streams with you guys and being able to tell you guys firsthand and read some comments on the chat and answer some of the questions at the end. So, helicopters. I tried the gimbal Cabri G2. So just if you're not aware, we're getting helicopter native flight model for helicopters along with gliders and other stuff, and we are getting 2 free helicopters. One of them is the gimbal Cabri G2, a modern trainer, a piston helicopter, really small. I saw one for the first time live yesterday. There was one at the event, and this one was developed by Azobo, especially there are of course other people involved, but Sebastian Flock, the CEO of Azobo, and the person that is in charge of all the aerodynamics and all that stuff, he was personally involved in the development of the Cabri G2. And not only was Sebastian involved, but Gimbal was involved. So Sebastian went to the Gimbal factory. He talked to the guys that built the helicopter. He talked to the instructor pilots that teach other pilots how to fly the helicopter. Sebastian flew the helicopter. Sebastian flew the Gimbal Cabri G2. He got feedback from at least 5 pilots at the factory. He got also feedback from other pilots. I met one of them that works with Microsoft. So outside the Gimbal guys, there were also other pilots. One of them knew the 407 as well. So there were a lot of people involved. And there's a couple of details that I would like to tell you about, and I'll get to that a bit later. But there were some very interesting details. It was really cool. I'll keep on talking about these 2 helicopters, and then I'll go back to the story. So the other one is the Bell 407, which was developed by Nemeth Designs, and those that know helicopters and have been using helicopters, or at least know the developers from FSX and B3D, Nemeth Designs are veterans on the market, and they have a lot of really amazing products. So these are the 2 helicopters that we are getting for free today with Sim Update 11. And how was it? Well, let me put it this way, guys. Back in 2019, I think some of you know this. When I heard about the new version of Microsoft Flight Simulator, I was really skeptical because, let's face it, Microsoft didn't have, despite the amazing track record they had with the sim, the fact that FSX was not very good regarding helicopters, and especially after Microsoft Flight, which no one talks about anymore, but it was kind of a disappointment. And then Microsoft gave up on the sim altogether. So when they came back, I was really skeptical. It was like, I don't know. I didn't really know what to think about it. But then I went to the global preview event. I talked to the team. I saw the presentation. I had a hands-on, and they convinced me. I was convinced that the sim was really nice. And back then, Azobo and Microsoft talked to me. I didn't have to ask anything. They came to me and said, look, we don't have helicopters in the sim. And we don't have helicopters for a reason. We want to do them properly. So you'll have to wait. And I was cool with that. I saw the work that they had been doing with the sim so far. I was impressed. I was convinced. Yeah, these guys were the real deal, and they seemed very passionate about the project and about the product. And 27 updates later, 27 free updates later, guys, the sim was updated 27 times since its release. About 1 update per month, as promised by Jörg Neumann, right? So it's crazy, but it's true. 27 updates later, we have helicopters, okay? And being the skeptical guy that I am, and despite having been convinced that Microsoft Flight Simulator was being produced by an amazing team and was a really nice product, I was still skeptical because Even after seeing Sebastian Vlog's videos with the CFD and all that stuff, I didn't know what to think. And this was 2019 part two. So I sat down, I gave the ProFlight Train Puma a try just to see if the controls were working and if everything was okay. I started the Cabri G2. I did something first. Um, the helicopter flight model has some really nice stuff, which is the ability to turn assistances on and off. And it's two kinds of assistances. One of them is the anti-torque pedal assistance, which you can turn on and off, and the other one is the cyclic assistance. So you have two different types of assistance. It's not just all in or all out. You can choose between both or none. And it was on, and I just disabled it. And the guys were there were like, "Yo, okay, you are going to crash." Right? Because yeah, it's really they said, okay, this is really hard, Sergio. Come on, let's no. I want to try. I don't want to try this with assistances. I came here to try this properly, and that's what I did. And I didn't crash. Now, you may find this weird because okay, if these are actual helicopter flight models, and they said it was hard, why didn't you crash? Well, I didn't crash because you guys know all that I do in sims is fly helicopters. It's what I've been doing for 15, 20 years. I fly exclusively helicopters and the casual tilt rotor now and then. But yeah, I fly helicopters. So if the flight model was bad, um, I would be completely confused by it and I would probably crash. But if the flight model was good, I would be able to predict how it would be reacting. And it was just a matter of getting used to the physics. In every new sim, this happens. When I try DCS and then go up to X-Plane, there's a small period of time in which I have to get used to the new physics, because there are always small, subtle changes that you need to compensate from sim to sim. And that's what I had to do with Microsoft Flight Simulator. I had to compensate. I have a few minutes that I had to get used to it. Other than that, took off, did all my tests in ground effects, out of ground effects, translational lift, VRS. And again, guys, VRS is not the standard by which flight models are to be, considered, right? But I tried it to see if it was there. I tried a few other things, and it all checks out. I was impressed. Now, I'm not saying that it's perfect. Okay, it's not perfect. It needs work. Sebastian knows it needs work. The team knows that it needs work. I'm not saying when I say it needs work, I'm not saying it's bad. Okay, it's pretty freaking good. It's really, really good. I was impressed. And I told that to Sebastian and the team, especially to Sebastian, since he has been doing this for 2 years now, right? It's really good. I was really impressed. I then tried the Bell 407. I felt a bit heavier. Of course, it's a heavier helicopter, but everything was there. Everything checks out. I didn't try the assistances. I didn't want to try the assistances. I didn't care about the assistances, but I saw some guys try it, and it really helps people that don't want to get into helicopters hardcore mode, but just want to fly around and have some fun. So it was quite the experience. I am convinced, guys. I am sold. I talked about multiple rotors, multiple engines. I didn't go through anything like coaxial rotors yet, or multiple rotors helicopters with them, but they say that in theory it should be possible. They didn't do anything, so they just focused on these two helicopters and doing a lot of different things that eventually made the sim better, because the work they had done to helicopters, of course, overflows to everything else. So they were able to improve other things in the sim. There were a lot of absolutely amazing details. But the day before the event, I spent we had dinner. The whole crew, the whole guys, the PR guys, and the guys that came to the event. We all had dinner, and there was a nice surprise because York, Sebastian, and Martial came to the dinner as well. And Sebastian sat at my table, and you can imagine the conversation was all about helicopters and the work that Sebastian has been doing. And I've learned we have done some interviews yesterday, 15-minute interviews or so, but over dinner, over 2 3 hour time, I managed to talk to Sebastian a lot and heard and learn a lot about the type of work that he has been doing. And it's just absolutely incredible. The amount of stuff, the stuff that he had to learn, that he had to do. Um, for example, in regards with blade flapping, which is an effect in which the blade bends, there's only, but it doesn't actually influence the helicopter until a certain time. When it actually does some kind of spring effect on the helicopter. So he had to do that because he was crashing all the time, and then he understood why, because the blade was lifting, but also lifting had the helicopter. So he had to redo how rotor blades actually are influenced by forces and how they influence the helicopter. There was something else that he also learned, which is he had a single density for the rotor blades. But for example, the rotor blades for the Cabri are fiberglass, but they have a little piece of lead at the end to increase inertia. So the density of the rotor blade is not the same. So that also throw things away when you are doing some physics and some calculations. So that was two things that they have changed. And there was one that I was really, really, really impressed about, which is I don't know if you guys are aware, but the speed at which the flight dynamics and flight model and the whole simulation is processed on our computers, it's not the same speed at which the image is rendered on the monitor. So you could have, for example, your sim at 30 frames per second or 50 frames per second or 200 frames per second, whatever. The sim is updated 100 times per second. So it's a 100 hertz frequency thing. Okay, every second there are updates and calculations being made by the sim 100 times. For helicopters, this one was changed because of helicopters. So instead of 100 calculations per second, Microsoft Flight Simulator is now doing 1,000 calculations per second. Right? So it's tenfold. It's 10 times more than they previously had. And this just shows the amount of detail that goes in the complexity of helicopters and helicopter flight simulation. Okay, so guys, it's it's 4:18 in London. It's 8:18 here in the Pacific. I think the update from the chat. I think the update is out, and it's between. There's some guys saying it's 21 gigs. Another one saying 40 something gigs. So I expect something from 20 to 40 or something like that. So yeah, the update is out, guys. And I'm sorry I couldn't say anything earlier, but I couldn't really say anything earlier. I can tell that it was an amazing event. I spent a lot of time with the Azobo and Microsoft guys. I've heard some really nice stuff about the work that I've been doing with HeliSimmer for the community. Um, the gimbal Cabri G2 and the Bell 407 were my suggestions, guys. I've been talking. I do a lot of different things in the background that you guys have no idea, and I've been talking with Microsoft about this for quite some time. I didn't have previously hands-on, unfortunately, but I've been talking to them. I've been trying to get them to give our community as much as possible and things that I think that make sense. I thought the Cabri G2 and the Bell 47 make sense. I saw someone asking the version for the 47, and it's the default one. It's the Steam Gauge one. It's not the GXI or something like that. Perhaps we'll have a GXI in the future. I don't know. I told Thank God it wasn't the R22. Yeah, I thought you guys would like it not to be an R22. I get it, guys. I get it. I'm with you there. And there are some guys. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for all your support and for being there and for providing me the feedback, because honestly, without the feedback of everyone that is part of this community, I wouldn't be able to get that feedback to Microsoft and other developers. It's not just Microsoft, it's other developers as well. Okay, but I've been working really hard on the background with these guys. And there may be some others, I cannot talk about it, but there may be some other stuff coming for the Rotorhead community that I've been also passing along to York. He mentioned it yesterday. It's kind of a almost inside joke that I send York a lot of emails, and I do. I send him a lot of emails. So yeah, guys, honestly, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging or something, but we are being heard. I managed to get us to be heard. I managed to be able to be some sort of point of contact for the community. They are listening to us. They are bringing everything they can. When they don't do it, it's mostly because they can't. They don't have the resources at the time. This thing takes a lot of time to do. So okay, helicopters are in. They are really nice, guys. It's well worth it. Oh, there's something else that I want you guys to know, which is really I felt really good when I heard this. Sebastian Vlog, the CEO of Azobo, the guy that's working on the flight dynamics, he told me that while this is not yet the most perfect aircraft in the sim, he says that the gimbal Cabri G2 is by far the best first iteration of any aircraft they have done before. So the very first version of any aircraft Microsoft, not third-party developers, but from all the aircraft that Microsoft has released for the sim, the very first version, if you compare the very first version of all those aircraft, the gimbal Cabri G2 is by far the best one they have done so far. And that put a huge smile on my face. I was impressed, thankful, and I really hope you guys enjoy helicopters. I really hope you guys provide some really good feedback. More than ranting about any problems, guys, this works. Microsoft Flight Simulator and these aircraft are working on a lot of computers, but Microsoft is putting it on millions of computers today. They started a few minutes ago. Okay, so please, something that I'm really proud of in our community is the fact that we are all very mature guys, and we know how to provide feedback, and we know how to ask for things. So I would like to ask you guys, instead of just going out to forums and bashing and complaining, just reach out, go to our group, Facebook, the Facebook group, the Helicopter Flight Simulation group. Please give me your feedback, or just use Microsoft's own tools to provide feedback to Microsoft, because that's the way they improve. They are listening, guys. They are listening. It's just a matter of us getting the information there. There is something that I am not sure. I still need to do some testing, but I would also like to. Business with Chris is telling me to show us the helicopters, guys. I don't have a computer with a SIM. I have a small computer, small laptop. It's a Microsoft Surface, actually. I don't have my SIM here. I won't be able. The irony of all this is that I've seen the SIM yesterday, and I won't be able to update my SIM and try helicopters until Sunday, because I'll be traveling back to Europe later today. I'll be arriving Saturday. I'll be completely dead, completely tired, completely exhausted. I already am. Just look at my. I'm just yeah. I haven't been having enough sleep, so I'll be completely off. I won't be able to do any updates or any simming or whatnot. until well, Sunday. But there's something I want to tell you guys, for those that are asking me for. Well, you are going to try the goods. Okay, so you are actually going to spend more time in the sim until Sunday than I have yesterday. So you will have more experience than me. But I'll be joining Microsoft on a live stream on Tuesday the 15th. I'll have to confirm the hour. I don't remember. Sorry, guys, but I'll post something on our social media about it. I'll be showing helicopters. I'll be showing the Pro Flight Trainer Puma as well, so you guys see the controls and me flying around and whatnot. That's all going to happen on next Tuesday, on the 15th. But right now, I'm sorry, guys, I cannot show you anything because I have no way of showing you anything. I don't have a sim. I don't have a computer. I don't have anything. Okay, guys. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty excited. This is just the beginning for helicopters. Remember that this is just the very, very, very first step. We need to help them improve. We need to help them get better. Third-party developers need to get on board. I don't have any news regarding the SDK right now, but there should be an SDK update really soon. So after that happens, we will probably have developers jumping on board. I know there are at least 3 or 4 companies working on it already, and they were waiting for native helicopter support. So that's going to happen. Okay, guys. I think that was all. I'm sorry for all the teasing previously, but I really couldn't tell you I was really super excited. I wanted to tell you what was going on. I wanted to tell you why was it that I was coming to Portland. Some of you obviously guessed, considering the week it was, and considering it was in this side of the state of the US, the United States, it was kind of almost obvious. So yeah, cat's out of the bag, guys. It was a nice Microsoft event. FS Elite, oh my God, your tail looks amazing. Yeah, well, I don't think yours is bad either. By the way, Callum from FS Elite is here, guys, and not here, but he's here at the hotel. He went to the event as well, and he was telling some cool stuff as well. Oh, by the way, breakfast soon. Yes, Callum. And by the way, Callum not only tried VR for the very first time, I got him to fly helicopters. Yes, Callum Martin of FS Elite flew helicopters, ladies and gentlemen, world premiere. And my work here is done. I'm out. All right, guys. So, questions. Let me see if I have some questions already. So, how the Puma fell in the sim? Any advice to set up? Well, I just set up the Puma. I didn't do anything really. I just calibrated Puma. I set up all the assignments and just get into the sim and do it. There's something that I really need to confirm. I found something weird. I talked to a guy that was there, one of the pilots, the actual pilot that was there. But then I tried to confirm that with Sebastian Vlog. And Sebastian found it weird. So I need to go, when I get back home, I need to give it a try. But this is something that you will probably will find out, which is there's a new axis for the collective, right? So you can actually assign the collective to a collective axis. But I try to assign the throttle on the Puma to the throttle, and when I did that, the collective axis also moved. Now, Sebastian told me that because there are over 2,000 assignments, control assignments in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So there's a team just for assignments. So Sebastian doesn't know about assignments. He just says, okay, I need command X, and someone from the other team will do command X and assign it to stuff and blah, 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 all that stuff. So I'm not going into technical stuff. But it's somewhere that there's probably an axis for helicopter throttles. Okay, so I need to confirm that. But if you guys find something like that, if you assign the collective and then you assign the throttle and the collective starts moving, please look for a helicopter throttle and see how that works. If it doesn't, reach out to me. You know my email address, Sergio@HeliSimmer.com, and just go to our forum or Facebook groups or whatever, and just ask there or tell me something there. I will appreciate the feedback. I won't be able to see anything for the next 20 hours or so, but I would appreciate the feedback. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go back to questions. Let me see. How did Puma feel? Okay, I already answered this one. Travel safely. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, Belgio, Drew Bolton. I talked about Chinooks, and they said it could be possible. It's just a matter of someone doing it. And yes, Callum just tried VR for the first time. How did you get to be so good looking, Joshua? We need to have a talk, man. This is embarrassing. I'm kidding, Joshua. It's really nice to see you here. How's it going, man? I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed the update. It's really, helicopters are really nice. I really like it. Cohen simulation. Hey, Joshua Cohen, man. We need to get you into Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know that, but you know that already. Cool. Thank you very much, Joseph. You are very welcome. I'm the one that has to thank you for this amazing community, you guys. Really, I'm really appreciative of the community and the feedback you guys give me, and the strength that you guys give me to do this. Because as like most of you know, HeliSimmer.com is not what I do for a living. I have to do other stuff. I would stop if I was depending on HeliSimmer. But I love this site. It's just passion for me. It's really nice. 500 and 206. Okay, Joshua Cohen is spilling the beans, guys. 500 and 206 first for Microsoft Flight Simulator. You heard it here first. Nice. Cohen rocks. Joshua Cohen rocks. Can the physics of Microsoft Flight Simulator helicopters be compared to X-Plane? Yes, it can be compared to X-Plane. It's like I said earlier, you cannot compare different sims because directly, because they all have their subtleties and differences. But yeah, look, very honest with you, if I wasn't happy about the sim, I would say so, or at least I would say, okay, this is nice, but it needs a lot of work. I feel like it does need a bit of work, but let me put it this way: there's a minimum threshold which I wanted, or I was expecting, or hoping that things would be at. Okay, for me to understand. Okay, this is a first version, and this is the threshold it needs to be. Okay, so from 100% of satisfaction that I would have, this would have to have at least, I don't know, 75 to 80, because that would be the threshold at which I would understand, okay, these guys mean serious business. They are in this for the long run. This is really what we should be expecting, because the other 20-25%, it's something that they will improve over time. It's software development is like that. You never release a perfect first version unless you are doing something that just says hello world, and even that people can start complaining about the font. It's it's an excellent first iteration for helicopters. It is comparable to X-Plane, for sure. It's not the same. Expect some differences, but I was impressed. All those videos with the CFD, it was really nice. I saw that, and you can actually turn it on in the sim. You can see all the wind flow and the airflow. It's just amazing, guys. It really is. It's mind blowing. Really excellent work. Any word on third-party developers having to tweak their built-in models? For example, the Bell 407G. Yes. Here's the thing. Everything that we have out there right now, the Bell 407, the high performance group stuff, the freeware stuff that was developed by on top of MSFS, all that stuff should work as it was before. Okay, the helicopter flight dynamics is a separate thing from the fixed wing aerodynamics or flight dynamics. It's a different thing, and what these developers have been doing is they have been overriding the flight model anyway. Right? It's not like they are not faking things. They are actually influencing the physics inside the sim by either an external application like MSFS does, and the first version of the Bell 47 or the Bell 47, high performance group and fly inside later, then made it an actual WASM plugin, so it's from inside the sim, but it is still overriding the flight model and doing its stuff. So I have asked Sebastian about that directly, and he said that it should be no problem. Everything should be working, but they can start working on having native flight dynamics into the sim. And I have to say that although these guys have been doing an excellent job, especially High Performance Group and Fly Inside. Of course, Fred Nahr with MSFS has been doing as well, but he has been doing more of a generic thing. So Fly Inside and the High Performance Group have been doing something very specific for helicopters. I sorry. I'm really hoping that they get into it, they get the SDK, and they bring native helicopter supports to the helicopters, because it will improve it. It will improve it. Engine and collective apart. Yes, engine and collective are separate. I just mentioned about it a few minutes ago. There may be some issues, but if there are issues, there are bugs or things that need to be fixed. We need to give them feedback, guys. We need to give them feedback. Uh, I felt like I got through Falcon, with all my favorite actors. Hoping to see about 214. Yeah, I'm hoping to see a lot of different helicopters. You talk in the beginning about something. You want to talk at the end? Oh yeah, I already talked about it. It was the refresh rate thing which was changed from 100 to 1,000 calculations per second, and it was the fact that I had dinner with Sebastian, and we spent a lot of time talking about it. Guys, seriously, I feel I'm very lucky and very honored to be able to do this and be able to spend time with teams. And it's one thing for you. Well, they are always very cool, but when they are at an event, they are doing their stuff, the marketing PR stuff. It's of course a bit different when we are just hanging out and having dinner. And everyone in the team was just absolutely fantastic. They are great guys, very really passionate. Listening to Sebastian talk, and Callum actually said it would be nice to have Sebastian doing a talk on one of the flight simulation shows. And yes, it will be absolutely fantastic. And I geek out a lot because I'm a developer, but I was really just absorbing everything that Sebastian was saying. He is extremely passionate about flying, about the simulator, about developing. Really smart guy, really smart guy. Really, I was really. I knew he was a smart guy, but when you talk to someone like that, his brightness just shines directly to you. And I just felt honored and very, very, very lucky. Move, breathe, freeze. Hey, man, thanks for this. Of course, man, anytime. It's just, it's amazing. It's really amazing. Can't believe the day is finally here. It is here. How does it compare to LNFS? It's different. I actually think, well, LNFS has some quirks. It has some small issues, especially at high speed. I didn't find any issues with the native flight model. Very honestly, I love Fred Nahr, but if people use the native flight dynamics correctly, we won't be needing LNFS unless Fred comes up with something really, really groundbreaking. I think it's comparable, or even I would say it's even better. It's really even better. I want more low-level scenery that doesn't look like Minecraft. Yeah, Microsoft is aware. One of the things that York said, not yesterday, but in the previous interview with me, they are aware that at 500 feet, things just look weird. So that's something they really want to fix. Flight models work in progress. Blah blah blah. Okay. Should I still recommend the CES UE as my first choice for helicopter students? Well, honestly, you have to give Cabri G2 a try and get to that conclusion yourself. I'm not an instructor pilot. I don't fly in real life, as you guys know. I'm all into sims, which gives me a perspective as a simmer. But I also collect a lot of feedback from real world pilots, guys that are only pilots and guys that have experience with simming as well. So I won't be the right guy to advise you on that, because you know a lot more than I do for sure. But yeah, I would say give the Cabri G2 a try, see how it goes, because I think that especially if your flight school uses Cabri G2, it could be a very, very good tool for your students. I really enjoyed it. Considering you can have multi-crew pilot and co-pilot, natively makes a good choice for training. Yes, that's a good thing for DCS. I have talked to, again, with the team. They are aware, and they eventually want to implement multi-crew or cockpit sharing. And more than that, I talked to them about, again, about tools for teaching, especially the ability for you to not only be able to switch controls, of course, and you have control or pass the control to the other person, but also things like having the ability to point at stuff inside the cockpit. So you can actually point at an altimeter or at any other thing and just talk to the person, using voice and say, okay, you need to do this, you need to push that, etc., etc. So it's really, I think it would be a very handy tool. I would love to have that tool because it will allow me to perhaps even start teaching some guys out there easier than just, sending some emails back and forth and stuff like that. Bell Geo, dang, better than Airline FS. Yeah, mostly because Airline FS has some quirks. That's the thing. You get the helicopter at a higher speed and some weird stuff happens. But overall, the overall thinking, the overall feeling, it's a great fire dynamic engine. I can say more, really. I can say more. Where's the breakfast? I'm starving. I'm starving as well, man. And poor Callum is waiting for me to finish this so we can have some breakfast and try to reach Europe within the next 20 hours, 20 plus hours. FG UK. Oh man, FG UK. Pay my £1 for a trail game pass. I will give it a try again. Thank you, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Just know it's not perfect. Work in progress. First version, first iteration. Blah blah blah. But I think you'll like. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. Very pleasantly surprised, really. I wonder what the helicopter devs think about the official supports. Yeah, I would like to hear from them as well. I am very close to some of them, including Joshua Cohen, which is here on the chat. I will be very, 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 very happy to hear about their feedback as well. Joshua Hamby, Sergio, one day I will fly around and get you some stick time. Joshua, man, I will, yeah, yes, please. I would love to. I would really love to. I would love to get some stick time. We may have some surprises in the future. Something cool that some of us talk. Well, I will leave that for later. I won't do any more teasing. Great to see Cohen here. That's a great sign. Fully feature of Velos in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh yeah, Joshua Cohen, guy's all in. The guy's in. He's going to do helicopters for Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's something I've nagged him to death before, but he was already convinced anyway. So it was just a small nag. Yeah, it's Joshua's in, guys. Joshua is in, and Milvis is in as well. They are doing a UE, and there are some other companies out there. I can't talk about him yet, but there are some other guys out there doing some stuff for Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. So they are going to release helicopters. Danielle, what's your plan for today? Number one, getting breakfast. Number two, survive the day. Number three, survive the next 20 hours inside 3 aircraft to return to Portugal. I'm getting breakfast, getting ready to leave for the airport and just get. I love it. I love the event, but I need to get home and get some sleep. I had since today, I had like 9 hours sleep total. Crazy, guys, just crazy. My brain is mushy. Is there a Discord for us to all fly together? Yes, please go to HeliSimmer.com and you have the link to a Discord server at the bottom. We have a lot of guys there. We have a Join FS server as well if you guys want to do something outside. Well, we're talking about Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it's native. But yeah, just join the Discord server, guys. Just, it's there. I won't be able to join you yet, but I hope you join me on Tuesday because I'll be doing the stream with Microsoft, and I hope to see a lot of rotor heads there. Let's just fill the server with helicopters. It is not released yet. Why? It should be released. The worldwide release should have been done. There are some guys downloading it, so it should be released already worldwide. It is released, yeah. Hey Fred, how's it going, man? Yeah, you need to try it. Fred is here, guys. The Airline FS guy is here. Fred, you need to try it. It's good. It's really good. Thank you. Hoping to see the 206 Jet Rangers. Joshua is on that. He'll do the 500 and then the 206, and I can't wait to see the 206 inside Microsoft Flight Simulator. Again, it was the very first helicopter I flew on a scene back in when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Cheers for the update on other producers as well, Joshua. Sure thing. And she says, yeah, thank you very much. More things made me to paint. Well, Mr. Tiger MW, I have a Cabri G2 for you to paint. I just threw you under the bus. I need an HeliSimmer livery. Thank you very much. And one for the VFL for we'll talk. The update is 41.96 gigabytes. Yes, big ass one. Steve Jones, woohoo helicopters. Finally, man, right? Yeah, it's just petty. It's just crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah, someone else is installing 21 gigabytes S76. Please, yes, we need all helicopters, don't we? We need all helicopters. But I would like to see an S76. It's a lot of people are asking for this one, and I hope developers will jump in. Fred, well, so glad, saved me a lot of work. Yeah, well, you have done an excellent job, Fred, but I think these guys are now able to take over, and you can just relax and have some fun with the sim. Correction about the size, 19 gigabytes to download, and the size of so 19 gigabytes download, 40 gigabytes on disk after extraction. Okay, that makes sense. Oh snap, Tiger MW he was volunteered. He didn't. He should know better, right? He goes on a stream when I'm saying something. He says, I'm going to throw him under the bus. But seriously, Tiger, man, if you can help me with just a simple livery for us to have available for the guys that follow HeliSimmer to download, I would appreciate it. I would really appreciate it. Something we'll talk. Hello, Sergio from Hey Scorpion, how's it going, man? All the legends are here today. Yeah, we have Belgium and Joshua Coleman. Tiger MW, you guys don't know Tiger, but you have probably, his job. I wouldn't say what it is, but you know Tiger's work for sure. Some of you don't know Tiger's work. You don't even know it's him. Amazing guy, amazing artist. Love his work. Just back it in anger. Yeah, I will back it in anger. I will actually send you a couple of them. One of them is pretty simple. It was yesterday. I saw Cabri G2 live for the first time, guys, with the Microsoft Flight Simulator logo. I think I posted a picture earlier on Twitter or something. But yeah, if I didn't, I will, so you guys can see. That thing is really small. It's kind of scary when you see it in real life, but I love it. It's really nice. And the sales are on. Someone hold my wallet so I can't spend any money today. Yeah, Fred, I'm working on other projects. Can't wait, man. Looking forward to it. Sergio, what does Misha say about our Microsoft Flight Simulator helicopters? Have you spoken to him lately? I haven't spoken to Misha for some time. I couldn't say anything to Misha except the fact that Misha, in case you guys don't know, Misha Gelb is Pilot Yellow, and I've been in touch with Misha, Pilot Yellow for some time. I met him in Portugal when he was doing the around the world thing with the R66, and we've been in touch. I've been telling him about sims and what's coming up. Misha knows that the Cabri G2 is here. I sent him some screenshots and videos of BC helicopters. There's someone did BC helicopters which is Misha's company, for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Misha asked me to show him around the area where he usually practices at. And guys, I was having flashbacks. Of Misha's videos. It's just, Microsoft did, you guys know that Microsoft did an excellent job, even if it needs some work at ground level. It's really believable. And all the areas where Pilot Yellow flies at, it's really impressive. He knows about it, Steve, and I'll be telling him about the flight model either later today. I'll send him an email, or just when I return home. I really need to pack stuff up and head out to the airport and return to Portugal and get my regular schedule going on. I see helicopter group flight, which not feature. Yeah, I would like the group flight with the HeliSimmer believers. That would be really nice. 83% download. Okay, guys. Yeah, Fred kept the fires burning. Much respect and much appreciation to Fred Nar. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this for the community and allowing some more helicopters. I've been using the R44 with MSFS for quite some time, the Bell 407 and the 145, which don't use MSFS, but I've been using. You have allowed my Microsoft Flight Simulator anger to expand, and I appreciate it. Okay, guys, I've been here for almost an hour. You are probably tired of hearing me talk. If you have any more questions, I'll answer a few more, and then I'll just meet up with Callum from FS Elite, and we're going to have some breakfast because we need some food, right? Some coffee. Man, I need coffee. Guess so. Get your well-deserved sleep. Thanks for approving the update. Thank you very much, guys. Can we expect some helicopter video from you for Microsoft Flight Simulator? Look, I'm going to do. I'm going to do. I don't know if you heard, but I'm going to be doing a stream with Microsoft next Tuesday. Until then, I probably won't be able to produce anything because I will be traveling, recovering. I need to update my sim. I need to unpack. I need to do a lot of things, and I'll be getting home by Saturday. So very honestly, Saturday is a bust for me. Sunday probably is as well because I'm going back to work and I have to get the stream ready and some stuff ready for the stream for Tuesday with Microsoft, right? So it needs to go flawlessly. I probably won't be able to do anything at least before Tuesday. It would be impossible for me. But after that, yeah, after that, I'll be doing something. I can do some Aspen stuff or any other video, or just show off some helicopter stuff. If you have something in mind, if you want me to show an area, I can actually probably show the area of Misha, BC helicopters and all that stuff. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that with the Cabri G2 as soon as I can, guys. No promises, but it won't be before Tuesday for sure. That's for sure. All right, yes, enter control options, power management section shows options for several helicopter throttle control axis. Okay, so there is a helicopter throttle axis option. Great. I just tried it near the end of the demo. I didn't have time to look for it. So Max, awesome. Thank you very much for checking out for me. That's good news. Joel, thanks for the live, Sergio. Have a nice flight back. Thank you very much, Joel. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'll wrap it up. I have to thank you all very, very much for being here on the stream. I have to thank you for your patience as I was teasing. I would like to apologize again for not being able to say anything before. I was under NDA. We were under an embargo. But I had to say something today. I had to let you know my very first experience with helicopters in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Future is bright, guys. I think the future is bright. Okay, I'm going to have some breakfast. See you guys later. I'll say something on social media. I hope to see you guys. Oh, sorry. There's a question. Are you aware of any helicopter specific activities planned? I don't know any specifics about that, but I've talked to York yesterday about it. Yes, they are going to do. They are going to add helicopter specific features and helicopter specific missions and other stuff as well. We talked about a tutorial section, and I threw some ideas to York, but I still have to send him an email because I would like to be involved on that tutorial part of the sim for helicopters. I would really love to be involved in that. So I'm going to see if I can. I don't know if it's possible for me to be involved and to help them out with that. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Going to get some food, get packed, go back to Europe. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being an amazing community. Guys, have fun because I won't be able to have any fun with the sim until I get back. I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Callum, let's get some breakfast, man. See ya.